The silent pattern behind every deep soul. There is a quiet truth that most people never notice. The souls who become the most aware, the most intuitive, and the most spiritually grounded are rarely the ones who grew up in perfect homes. They are not shaped in comfort, they are shaped in chaos. They are shaped in uncertainty, they are shaped in emotional storms that forced them to grow before their time. And this truth is not random. It is a pattern the universe has used again and again to shape people who are meant to walk a different spiritual path. When you grow up in a broken family, you don't just survive your environment, you absorb it. You feel the energy in the room before you even open your eyes. You learn the emotional temperature of your home by listening to footsteps, voices, and silences. You learn to read people not by what they say, but by what they don't say. This is the beginning of spiritual awareness. This is where depth is born. A child in a broken home becomes an observer. They become sensitive to emotions, to energy shifts, to the unspoken truth. While other children are busy being children, you are learning emotional intelligence in real time. You are studying human behavior without realizing it. You are learning the patterns of anger, withdrawal, avoidance, fear, and manipulation. You become aware of the smallest signs because you need to protect yourself. And protection becomes attention. Attention becomes intuition. Intuition becomes spiritual vision. What others call sensitivity, you developed as a survival skill. What others call overthinking, you built as a way to navigate emotional instability. What others call being too aware, you learned because being unaware in your environment was dangerous. This is why highly aware souls often emerge from broken families. You were trained through experience, not theory. You were awakened by necessity, not by choice. But here is the deeper layer. This awareness is not a trauma response alone. It is a spiritual assignment. Souls that are meant to evolve, to break patterns, to awaken, are placed in environments that challenge them. These souls are not given easy beginnings, because easy beginnings do not shape strong spirits. Instead, they are given homes that force them inward, force them to question, force them to observe, and force them to rise. Growing up without consistent love teaches you what real love should feel like. Growing up without emotional safety teaches you how to create it for yourself. Growing up around conflict teaches you the true value of peace. Broken families may not give you softness, but they give you awareness. They give you depth. They give you a soul that sees what others overlook. This depth becomes your power. It becomes the foundation of your intuition, your compassion, your emotional clarity, and your ability to read life on a deeper level. You are not aware by accident. You are shaped into awareness. You are trained for it. You are chosen for it. Your soul is not broken because your family was. Your soul is awakened because it had to rise above what it came from. Pain is the catalyst for awareness. If your childhood was filled with instability, emotional pain, or constant confusion, understand something profound. Pain is not just something you survive. Pain is something that awakens you. Pain is the universe's sharpest tool for shaping a deeper mind, a wiser heart, and a more aware soul. The truth is, comfort rarely creates consciousness, but struggle does, silence does, emotional wounds do. These are the experiences that force a soul to grow beyond the surface. Most people who live a comfortable life never question themselves. They never dig into their emotions. They never ask, why do I feel this way? Or what is the deeper meaning behind this experience? They move through life distracted, numbed, and unaware. But when someone grows up in emotional chaos, they learn early that they must understand themselves in order to survive. They start asking questions about love, about human behavior, about identity, about purpose. This questioning becomes the beginning of awakening. Pain pushes you inward. It pushes you to sit with thoughts that others avoid. It forces you to explore emotions that others numb. It teaches you to observe your own reactions, your own trauma, your own patterns, and without knowing it, you begin a spiritual journey long before you even realize what spirituality is. You learn how to read yourself deeply. You learn how to understand people without them explaining anything. You learn how to detect energy, intentions, and truth. Pain sharpens your awareness like nothing else can. Many highly aware souls describe their childhoods the same way: lonely, confusing, heavy, or emotionally unbalanced. But this loneliness becomes the birthplace of introspection. When no one hears you, you learn to hear yourself. When no one comforts you, you create comfort within. When no one understands your feelings, you become the person who understands feelings more deeply than anyone else around you. Your suffering becomes your training. Awakening is not born from happiness. It is born from the search for meaning during your darkest moments. When you feel unseen, you learn to truly see others. When love is inconsistent, you learn to love with intention. When trust is broken, you learn to recognize betrayal before it arrives. Pain becomes your compass, your teacher, your silent guide. And here is the powerful truth. Highly aware souls are not simply emotionally sensitive people. They are souls who have transformed their pain into perception. They have turned their wounds into wisdom. They have taken the lessons hidden within their suffering and used them to develop insight that others cannot comprehend. The universe does not give deep pain to shallow souls. The universe gives deep pain to those capable of deep transformation. If your childhood pushed you into silence, into reflection, into emotional survival, then you were not being punished, you were being prepared. Your pain taught you the things no teacher, no book, and no perfect home ever could. Pain awakened your intuition. Pain awakened your depth. Pain awakened your awareness. This is the real reason highly aware souls often come from broken families. Pain is not what damaged them. Pain is what evolved them. Broken families create emotional visionaries. Growing up in a broken family does something very unique to the soul. It forces you to develop emotional skills long before you even understand what they mean. While other children are learning simple lessons about school and play, you are learning how to manage storms, how to read conflicts, and how to protect your inner peace in an environment where peace rarely exists. These early experiences shape you into something rare, an emotional visionary. An emotional visionary is someone who sees beyond the surface of life. They do not just hear words, they feel intentions. They don't just notice behaviors, they understand the wounds behind those behaviors. They don't just react, they interpret. And this ability does not come from books or classes. It comes from living in environments where emotions were unpredictable, where love was inconsistent, and where the atmosphere changed without warning. In a broken home, you learn to read the room instantly. You learn the meaning of a sigh, a silence, a shift in tone. You learn to detect danger before it happens. You learn to observe the emotional patterns of the people around you. These skills, though born out of survival, become spiritual tools later in life. They become part of your intuition, part of your inner wisdom, part of the clarity that makes you stand out from others. Highly aware souls often grow up being the old soul of the family. Even as children, they sense things deeply. They understand emotions that no one explained to them. They notice when someone is hurting even if that person hides it well. They pick up on lies, tension, and unspoken resentments. This emotional intelligence is not accidental. It is forged through experience. A broken family pushes you to become self-reliant. You learn how to calm yourself because nobody taught you how. You learn how to create inner peace because the outside world couldn't offer it. You learn how to manage your emotions because expressing them might have caused more chaos. These inner skills become the foundation of emotional strength. They make you incredibly resilient, capable of healing, capable of understanding, capable of rebuilding your life from the inside out. As you grow older, the same awareness that once protected you becomes your gift to the world. You can sense dishonesty instantly. You can recognize toxic behavior before it pulls you in. You can understand people's pain because you've studied pain in its rawest form. You become the kind of person others come to for comfort, advice, clarity, and understanding. You become the healer, the guide, the one who sees clearly when everyone else is lost in confusion. But here is the deeper truth. Your broken family did not limit your spirit, it trained your spirit. It made you emotionally intelligent, spiritually awake, and mentally strong. It gave you the emotional X-ray vision that most people spend decades trying to develop. It taught you how to navigate life with intuition instead of fear, clarity instead of confusion, awareness instead of blindness. The universe often places highly aware souls in broken families because these environments fast-track spiritual growth. They build resilience, they shape depth, they cultivate inner strength, and most importantly, they turn ordinary people into emotional visionaries, individuals who can see life with eyes that have known pain, but choose wisdom instead. Your past was preparation, not punishment. If you come from a broken family, it is easy to believe that your past damaged you, limited you, or cursed you. But the truth is far deeper, far more spiritual, and far more empowering. Your past did not break you. Your past prepared you. It shaped you into someone with emotional depth, intuitive clarity, and spiritual strength. It turned you into someone capable of healing yourself and inspiring others. You were not punished, you were trained. The universe does not place ordinary souls into extraordinary challenges. It places strong souls into difficult environments, because those souls are meant to rise above what they were born into. You did not experience chaos because you were weak. You experienced chaos because your soul was powerful enough to learn from it, transform through it, and eventually break the generational patterns that others before you could not. Many people who come from broken families feel like the outsider, the one who sees everything differently, the one who questions the family behavior that everyone else accepts. You may have felt misunderstood, too emotional, too aware, or too sensitive. But all of those things that made you feel different were actually signs of your spiritual assignment. You were not meant to fit into the dysfunction. You were meant to see it clearly so you could be the one who changes the direction of your lineage. Your childhood showed you what pain looks like so you would never repeat it. It showed you what emotional instability feels like so you would value inner peace. It showed you what broken love looks like so you would recognize authentic love when you finally receive it. What felt unfair was actually instruction. What felt heavy was actually preparation. What felt confusing was actually shaping your purpose. When you heal from a broken family, you do something extraordinary. You become the end of the old story and the beginning of a new one. You become the person who breaks the cycle of emotional neglect, anger, silence, and fear. You become the one who brings awareness, softness, honesty, and emotional maturity into the next generation. This is not something small. This is a spiritual milestone. The universe chose you because you had the strength to survive, the wisdom to learn, and the awareness to evolve. Not everyone who comes from pain chooses growth, but you did. Not everyone who experiences brokenness chooses to heal, but you did. Not everyone who is hurt chooses to rise, but you are rising. That makes you rare, that makes you powerful, that makes you the chosen one in your family's story. Your past was never meant to define you. It was meant to reveal you. Every wound you carried became a doorway to awakening. Every challenge you faced expanded your consciousness. Every hardship taught you something essential about life, love, trust, courage, and resilience. You are not a product of your broken family. You are the evolution of it. You are the one who transforms pain into purpose. You are the one who turns suffering into strength. You are the one who brings light into a lineage that lived in emotional darkness. And because of everything you survived, you are now able to walk through the world with clarity, compassion, and confidence. Your past was preparation, not punishment. And now, you are ready to become everything you were meant to be.